Empowerment segment. Of course, you know that this segment in particular, we try to shine a light on challenges, issues that are happening in our communities that affect all of us, be it a small community, a large community, whatever it is, nationwide. We try to shine a light on these areas. And sometimes we also bring you some good stories as well. Well, we're going to the Volta region. Now, one of the challenges that we've had over maybe since, let's say, just reference from independence till now, is the divide in education between the urban and the rural areas. Okay, rural-urban divide in terms of education has been very wide. And honestly, it shouldn't be the case, but it is the case, okay? And I mean, for me, I'm looking forward to a day where we can drive over into a community like the one we're about to look at, you know, and they will have schools that match any school in any urban area.
Rightly
you
said.
know, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are about this whole. You know, sometimes you go to rural areas, it's like the schools.
I couldn't agree any less, because we've been talking about education and basic amenities in schools and communities in the last couple of weeks, and quickly sad because these are children or these are students who are going to be writing the same kind of examinations, CATS course, BEC, WASI, West Africa examination, and all of that. The children from the rural areas are writing, the questions are not different.
They're not different,
They will not say that because this school, maybe Abenasi DA Junior High School, doesn't have a good classroom block or a good urinal, so it's affecting their health. Hence, they are missing classes. They couldn't capture the whole semester. So because of that, we are going to give them 3 questions instead of 5, and then give something Montessori 5 out of 5. It's the same, but these students keep going through these things, and then we expect them to be at par with the children in the cities, with the children that have it all.
I often wonder when the education ministry is sitting and thinking and planning, you know, what they think about in this regard, right? That these people coming from a certain deprived area are writing the exact same exam as people who are in a very privileged setting. I wonder if it troubles anybody. Same marking scheme. All right, let's go over to the school we're actually making reference to. It's actually in the Upper Volta area, around Jasikan side. It's the Nkonya school, all right? And the state of the school itself is very, very challenging. The state of the school is very challenging. And when we look at this report, we'll come back and we'll talk to various persons that are concerned. And we'll try and get to the bottom of it and see what it is that we should be doing and what it is that we can do to improve their lot. Let's take a look at this report.
These 2 latrines served over 500 girls at a girls' dormitory at the Nkonya Senior High School over the years. The dilapidated nature of the latrines has caused several problems to the girls. Some of the girls who spoke to ChannelOne News noted that, coupled with the infection they get from the use of the dilapidated latrines, some girls had to even take their bath in the open with a little covering at the girls' unit. They say this is affecting their stay on campus.
The old lavatory has been a problem for we the girls a lot, because it gets to some time, the heat in the lavatory affects the girls a lot, causing them to be having candidiasis. And so,
like the lavatory like this is very open and it's causing a health hazard. Because of the heat coming out from the lavatory, our girls mostly get infections, which is causing a lot of problem and health hazards.
If we are bathing, people passing, they look at us, and then we find it difficult to bath there during daytime.
The girls also complain about poor infrastructure at the girls' dormitory and want urgent steps to be taken to address their concerns.
At the block A here, the building needs to be renovated, the painting and some of the louvers are broken down. We don't have fun and we are crowded. We need your help so that maybe you can come and give us can come and build some building for us so that we can manage us.
We don't have fan in our dormitory, and at Block B we are not having bed, so we want some bed for our colleague to sleep on it. As for the block here, we have some bed here.
Beds, we don't have beds that will sleep on it, and bed buys too are disturbing us, so we want them to repaint the dormitory for us.
A teacher in the school, Theophilus Aganu, in a Channel One News interview said the issue is very worrying and needs urgent intervention.
If you just turn around, you see the old dormitory block, which is actually in a very bad state. Even though a new facility has been constructed, that is not enough to accommodate all the girls. In actual fact, in this school, the girls outnumber the boys. And so this old dormitory block needs immediate renovation so that it could accommodate these girls. Hitherto, the construction of this new lavatory, which is being commissioned today, our girls were using what we used to call a tonko in tree, or the open kind of latrine. That was what they were using. Then 2 old KVIPs were renovated somehow, and that is what they have been using. And it's actually, the situation was very bad.
At the boys' unit as well, some students sleep on the floor with their mattresses as a result of the inadequate beds in the dormitory. They appeal to authorities to come to their aid and provide them with enough beds.
We don't have lower bliss and those beds we sleep on. So some of us, or the special genius, they are sleeping on floor. So we complain a lot to the staff. They have no help to solve about the problem. So we are begging leaders, especially the government, to help us with these problems. Bed bugs is helping, disturbing us here. We can't sleep. Always we are on killing them ourselves. We don't have any chemical to kill them. So if we can get a leader to help us, this in Kosek here, we will be happy.
Headmaster of the Nkonya Senior High School, Kwabna Ansan, highlighted the challenges faced by the school. He admitted that some Get Farm projects have been abandoned as a result of non-payment.
Yes, we have challenge. Our challenge is one, infrastructure. If you look at the compound, you see that a lot of work has been abandoned. The Get Fund projects, all you see are Get Fund projects. I took over mantle of office from 26 March of this year, and I asked my predecessor, who told me that Get Fund has not been able to pay the contractors, and for that matter, all of them left site. I've made attempt calling them, but yet still no response. That is one of our challenge. And this school, November is going to be 60 years. And per the record, it has not seen any serious renovation. And if you look at it, a lot of the existing structures, when you get to the dining hall, you see that it's leaking. So if not because old students like what we are seeing today by our own brother lawyer Champo coming in to come and help in Kosek itself, government intervention we are not seeing a lot.
In a bid to address the health concerns at the girls' block, an old student of the school has provided an ultra-modern washroom and water closet for the girls' block. This, according to him, is aimed at improving the health of the students.
It is a public health issue. Assuming they continue to use the dilapidated facility, it has a lot of health implications, and you do not expect your children or girls to be using something that is not hygienic. So I think it is a problem for the school, and our contribution has alleviated that particular problem.
Despite the construction of a new washroom for girls here at the Nkonya Senior High School, students say they still need more infrastructure on campus to make life easier for them. Reporting for Channel One News, I'm Desmond.
All right, so that report there was by our colleague Desmond Ago, and you realize that the challenges are a lot. We have Desmond joining us on the line, and we want a bit of context. Desmond, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
All right. Okay.
Desmond, so give us paint us a picture. Where is the Nkonya Senior High School in relation to the district where it's located? Just paint a picture for us.
Okay. So the Nkonya school is in the Biakwe district of the Oti region, the newly created Oti region.
Okay.
It's not far from Pando. Nkonya shares boundaries with Pando, which is in the Volta region.
Okay.
So when traveling from Volta to Oti region, Pando, Nkonya is the first community you get to. But the entire communities are about six or so. So the school is situated in one of those communities.
Okay.
And the school was built 60 years ago. It will turn 60 in November this year. The school will be 60 years.
Wow.
But since its establishment, little renovations were done in the school. You could see even some new projects springing up have been left abandoned for about 10 years, I was told. So it's all hindering the progress of the school. Now, let's talk about the challenges in the school currently. For now, dormitories, both boys and girls, it's a mixed school. Both boys and girls, they are overcrowded, one. Some students still sleep on the floor.
Whoa.
There are no fans, a whole lot. When you go to the washrooms, especially in the girls and the girls side, there's an old structure there which they use. Some girls also bath in the open. Now, at the lavatory side or at the latrine side, it's an open latrine, and they also have the old structure, the KVIPs. Now, these two KVIPs are the girls' side is full. So anytime the girls go there, the heat emanating from the KVIP affects them. So the girls told me they develop infections anytime they visit that site. So it's become one of the major challenges in the school. At the boys' side as well, the same challenge is there. Their washrooms are not in a better condition. The dormitory block itself is not in a better condition. The classroom blocks, you could see some classroom blocks being built. Also, it's been left at the stage which they've reached. So there's also congestion in the classrooms. There are also lack of furniture in the classrooms. So all this in Nkonya Senior High School is in the school not attractive to even those in the school.
Wow. Now, just so tell us, what does the district, the Biakwe district, is it a farming district? How wealthy is the district? What does it look like in terms of the community within which the Nkonya Secondary School is situated?
Okay. So the Nkonya community is a farming one. They grow cassava, okra, maize, among others. It's a developing area, I should say. Coupled with the conflict between Nkonya and Alavanye, so developments in those areas are not rapid as compared to other parts of the country. But in all, they are doing their best to ensure that progress, development is brought to the places or the district, the Biakwe district.
Okay.
Now, Desmond, we saw in the report we just watched that a new toilet facility has been constructed for the students and the teachers of Nkonya Senior High School. Now, how are they feeling about this, and is it adequate enough to serve the purpose?
Okay, thank you, Jifa. So the newly built washroom and water closets given the girls, it's only for the girls, not for the boys at all. It's only for the girls. So it was built by an old student who visited the school last year and was told about the challenge in the school. So he took it upon himself to build that for the girls. So talking about the benefits of it, it's going to at least reduce the infection rate in the school. It's also going to make time for the old washrooms and the latrines to be taken care of properly, because management cannot be taking care of it, or it's going under renovation while the girls are still using it. So this will put a little pressure out of it, or to take a little pressure out of it. And the new one too is a modern one, so the girls are equally happy using a modern washroom school now. But it's the only challenge here now is for the boys aspect. They still use the old KVIPs, so there's a need for the boys as well to also receive some new washrooms, latrines, and others, especially beds as well.
And is there any hope for them?
Well, I've not been able to speak to any official, government official, or an old student, but the headmaster was telling me that an old student badge is planning to come to the school, so I can't tell whether they are coming to stay to that or not. But in 2022, some old students also came to the school to donate some furniture to the school. So this is also helping the school in terms of furniture wise. Furniture wise, it's helping the school, and they still need more of this.
All right. Thank you very much, Desmond. Thank you so much for giving us this update. We appreciate it. So that was Desmond Agor. He is our regional correspondent there from the OT region, and brought us that update. All right. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
I'm very happy about this for the girls, especially because as a woman, I know how uncomfortable and how difficult it is to deal with infections, especially when you didn't contract them from sexual intercourse or anything, but from the ladies or from the washroom. Recurring urinary tract infections, recurring candidiasis, and how difficult, it's actually very, very difficult to treat these things. And you know, when we visit the washrooms, I think we need to be a bit more conscious about how we care for the place, even before you get to use the place. So fine, the place has been, they've got a new place, but the aftercare is also going to...
It's critical.
Yes,
it's critical.
to tell how.
All right, well, we've been joined on the line by Divine Pe. He is with EduWatch, and we want to hear from him, his thoughts in terms of what it is that we can do. He's a senior programs manager at EduWatch. Divine, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, we are over in the OT region at this time having a conversation about Nkonya Senior High School. The discussion for us this morning is about bridging or attempting to bridge the urban-rural divide. The fact that people are in schools that honestly urban folk would not be happy to send their children to certain schools. But these children in these schools, this is their lot. This is their fate. And what can we do as a nation? What can we do as an education ministry to improve the condition and the lot of these people, considering that they have to compete with urban children in urban schools, you know, that are far better catered and far better, you know, catered for?
All right, thank you once again, and good morning to your viewers. It's very unfortunate, the situation of Nkonya in the high school. I've watched the video, very unfortunate. They are not alone. There are quite a number of schools like that. It's been a challenge over the years, and we've still not had a headway. The closest headway government tried having was in 2014 when government secured a World Bank loan of $156 million to improve infrastructure in such low performing senior high school, or not just low performing senior high school, schools that are also in rural areas, secondary schools that are in underserved communities. So there was sort of an intervention that started in 2014 with that loan from World Bank. And some progress has been made where government has been able to improve facilities in about 125 of the senior high schools that were in such conditions. But when the free SHS came in, government had to concentrate resources on improving infrastructure across schools that were having huge subscription following the over subscription in senior high school as a result of the SHS policy. Government had to run double track because of the lack of facilities. So there was a need, an urgency for government to improve facilities across the school to do away with the double track. Government gave itself 5 to 7 years to be able to do away with the double track. Even as we are in the last year of that promise, there's no indication that government is close to doing away with the double track. So that the intervention to address the situation in schools like Nkonya Senior High School, that intervention somehow lacked because of the free senior high school that saw a surge in enrollment and then bringing about double track, and therefore government's focus has been even about now improving facilities in highly subscribed senior high schools. So category A schools that are highly subscribed, category B schools that are highly subscribed. Government's attention is actually on that now to be able to quickly address the infrastructure situation over there in order to do away with the double track in such school. So it's not surprising that although government had the intention to improve the situation of such schools like Nkonya Senior High School, that intention would have to be override by the need to do away with double track, and therefore resources will have to be concentrated in schools that ordinarily, prior to the introduction of free senior high school, were not having infrastructure challenge. Now, resources will have to be channeled to such schools again, and therefore it becomes so challenging for resources to trickle down to underserved senior high school in order to address their situation. So it looks like we are in a fix, and it is not a solution that will be very close to us unless there are other intervention aside government intervention. Like I said, just because concentration now is on expanding access in schools that are oversubscribed and not schools that are undersubscribed and therefore they are having a toilet issue or renovation issue. Government attention currently is not over there. And also for the second issue is also for the very fact that Get Fund, that would have been another supplementary source of financing to address the situation in such school. Get Fund is facing a deep challenge when it comes to financing. You may have known that Get Fund, aside the very fact that it has been capped, which means the approval that comes to it annually, not all the full amount are disbanded or allocated to the fund at the end of or when a projection is being done for a particular year, which we call the Get Fund formula, not the entire money that actually goes to Get Fund for them to use for their whatever intervention or projects that they would want to do, And then also Get Fund has been securitized, where government had to take loan using Get Fund, quote, as a how do we call it, securities, to be able to secure loan from the international market in order to improve access to secondary school in the oversubscribed schools that following the free SHS policy. So Get Fund itself is also in the fix, and therefore for the very fact that they have been securitized and then part of their money were going to pay loan. Previously they could have used about 60% of their revenue or income to service loan. And then aside that, the very fact that it's become not all the money were coming to them, and therefore they were not having the financial muscle to have carried out such intervention. And that is why you heard the headmaster saying that there were quite a number of Get Fund projects in their school that actually came to a halt. And it is a situation across the country. There are a number of such schools with Get Fund projects that have put to stop because of lack of funds. And if you go to the colleges of education, the situation is even worse over there. So it's actually if we are able to free resources from the end of Get Fund to focus on these underserved schools, improving their lot, it would have been a game changer. And then also for the very fact that we have also not been equitably distributing even the little capital expenditure that would have, capital expenditure. You come in, David.
No. For me, I think that's the biggest one, right? The equitable distribution of what resources we have, right?
Exactly.
To say that, okay, so if A needs 1 and B needs 4, we can't give 1 each. You know, we have to look at the one that needs 4 and say, okay, you know what, we'll give A 1, but we'll give you 2 or 3. Even though we can't give you 4, you know, and for me, it's really that's what we need to do.
Exactly. So, as you've started rightly, there's a need to improve equity in resource distribution in the education sector. That has been one of the things that we have been championing since the last 3 to 4 years. Now, look, when you come to the basic education level, the equity gap is so wide because when resources are distributed, we really do not look at the underserved districts or communities. Resources are, we did a recent tracking of textbooks in primary school following the introduction of the curriculum at that level, and realized that again textbooks were distributed in favor of the well-resourced districts or the urban areas. They were distributed in favor of the urban areas, and rural areas they got some but did not get what actually would have also done for their number. Even some of the schools in the urban areas or districts in the urban areas were having surplus textbooks, while some of the schools in the underserved districts were having a deficit. So it is all about also ensuring that we build in equity financing in how we distribute educational resources. That's very key. Otherwise, the gap between the underserved schools and well-resourced schools would continue to be very wide.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Divine. We really appreciate you. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
All right, so that was Divine Pe. He is the Senior Programs Manager at Africa Education Watch. All right, so Jiva, I mean, rightly said, this really, when the money is small, share it equitably. When the money is a lot, still share it equitably.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Not equally.
Yes,
equitably.
It's even sad where he said even the training colleges are going through the same. Yet these are the very people that are going to come out of these institutions to go teach our children.
And so if you don't do it right, then subsequent generations of students suffer more and more and more. That's why a teacher can say off the light. Teacher, English teacher says off the light.